What's up, Fig fam? Welcome back to the Fig Heel YouTube channel, and today we're going to be taking a tour of the Heel Cave. I know we have a lot of loose collectors watching the channel, so we're going to take a deep dive into the loose stuff, but first I want to gloss over the mint on card collection. One of the first things I installed when I built this room is the retail wall. It was very cheap, very easy, and very effective. Basically, I have a bunch of mint on card stuff that I have no other room for, as well as things I have yet to unbox. At the top is my mint on card WWE Mattel Retro collection. I have all the variants, and they're all in ringside defenders in chronological order. We have some basics. We have a lot of basics. Here's the more newer ones. We got Tegan, we got Humberto, Eric Rowan, Mia Yim, all them. We got the WrestleMania Series Fiend. We got Decade of Domination 2 on the wall right now. There's Beth Phoenix, Triple H, Kofi. We got Kane. We got Big Show. Love these figures. Just recently got them in, so threw them on the retail wall for now before I put them on the shelves. Here we have the Cella Toys Nick Aldis. As we go down, we got more basics, tons of basics. I like to collect legends and first time in the line guys, as well as my favorites like Bray Wyatt. Some really cool stuff on here, but we're not going to go through every figure. There's the NXT takeovers. We got some Jack stuff. Here's the Mr. America style Hogan. We've even got micro brawlers. We've got some TNA figures. I have all of the CMLL luchadors. Here's Vampiro in the front, one of my favorite figures from the line. We got the Stretch Shawn Michaels, Treacherous Trios. This is all stuff that I have yet to unbox, which eventually will on the channel. But now we're going to take a look at something that everybody's enamored with, and that is the Elite Wall. So I like to display my mint on card elites library style with the spine out. You can slide a figure out, inspect it, turn it around, check out the stats, and slide it right back in and it looks uniform. I have the newest elites on top, oldest on the bottom, in chronological order by series from left to right going all the way up. Alright, so now that we've skimmed over my mint on card elite collection, it's time for us to redirect our attention to the loosies. On the bottom of my shelves is where I keep all of my larger scale figures such as Wrestling Buddies and Ring Giants, mostly because they don't really fit anywhere else. Here we have the first of 3 LJN shelves that include some of my childhood figures. Over the years, I've been slowly replacing them with mint and complete versions. You'll also notice that I have the Wrestling Superstars Hulk Hogan watch next to George the Animal Steel. LJN Shelf 2 features a bunch more figures as well as the mint on card Wrestling Superstars Viewmaster slides. My goal is to eventually find a mint in box WWF Viewmaster. This shelf features some of my favorite LJN figures such as Jake the Snake, White Shirt Hogan, and Kamala. It also has a mint on card Rockin' Wrestling Hulk Hogan Winston Toys Eraser. And yes, that is a Jack Shawn Michaels. Here we have a miscellaneous shelf that features the Wrestling Superstars game, Bendies, Thumb Wrestlers, G.I. Joes, and my favorite Wendy Richter Winston Toys Eraser. Next up are 2 of my favorite shelves, my loose WWF Hasbro collection. I loved these as a kid and I love them as an adult. A lot of people ask me, why is Macho Man facing the other direction? That is Series 3 with the Macho Man on the back, which is why he's facing that direction. Now, I've since started a mint on card Hasbro collection that I hope to complete one day, but for now, this is my pride and joy, and it even has some fun schools in there, and yes, I do have some retros in front. Here we have my early 90s WCW shelf. It has Just Toys Twistables, American Galoobs, as well as some UK Galoobs, and a random WCW tattoo pack. Here we have the WWF Just Toys Bend-Em shelf that has since spilled out into having a bunch of retros and a random Kevin Nash Bend-Em Flex. You'll also note that we have both the blue and black Attitude Ring. Here we have the original San Francisco Toymaker shelf that features some WCW figures, CMLLs, and AAA Kellyans. Continuing on the original San Francisco Toymakers trend, we have the vibrating figures up top, the Nitro action figures in the middle, and the smaller scale 4-inch figures on the bottom, as well as squishies of Kevin Nash and Kimberly. The next 2 shelves feature what I believe to be one of the most underrated wrestling figure lines ever, WCW Toy Biz. It was a very extensive roster, all types of cool actions, different molds. While scale was not present in these figures, they did bring us a pretty cool product. And yes, that is the Insane Clown Posse standing right next to Vampiro. No other shelf that they belong, and I stand by my decision. I think they look awesome. Due to the dimensions of the room, some of the shelves just don't fit uniform, so in between those ones, I've put up some classic superstars like Rowdy Roddy Piper, Giant Machine, Giant Gonzalez, Bash and Booger, which is a great figure, Rikishi Fatu, we got Buff Bagwell, Chainsaw Charlie, Bob Sparkplug Holly, another one I never thought that we would get. At the top, I have some of those muscle figures that wound up in Five Below. They were SDC exclusives, I think, initially by Super 7. Here's some deluxe classics. We got Rowdy Roddy Piper. We got The Rock. We got Scott Hall. We got Iron Sheik, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and Shawn Michaels. So now it's time to take a look at some more Lucy's. The next 4 shelves are dedicated to one of my favorite action figure lines of all time, the Jakk-specific bone-crunching action figure line. This is what I grew up on. I had so many fun memories and matches with these figures that I had to have them all variants included. I used to display all of the variants on the shelves, however, it got to be too much and took up way too much space that I bagged most of the variants up and put them in a crate. This shelf is dedicated to the last legs of the BCA line, and it's bookmarked by the KB exclusive Backlash figures. You'll also notice a bagged mail-away WrestleMania 15 Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's a variant with a gold logo on the chest, which is the last piece I need for my collection. I consider these to be part of the BCA line, but this is my shelf dedicated to the Jakks Pacific Stomp figures as well as Camo Carnage. And here we have my guiltiest pleasure when it comes to wrestling figure collecting, the WWF Jakks Pacific Maximum Sweat figures. I'm only missing 3 EB Games exclusive metallic variants. This shelf is dedicated to one of my least favorite lines ever, the Titantron Live line. I just don't think they're very aesthetic, and I didn't want to display too many, though I do have hundreds of them bagged up and in a tote. Maybe one day we'll go through them all and show everything that I have. The next 2 shelves are dedicated to my Ruthless Aggression collection. My goal is to have one of each character ever made in the Ruthless Aggression line. That does not include classic superstars. And I'll be honest, this shelf is just a filler shelf. I'm so afraid of running out of room that I always kind of leave one shelf almost empty in case I get something I really want to display, and I just put stuff that I wouldn't mind toting up. So that's all this is. Here we have the WWE Stack Down collection. I think this is such an underrated line. The idea of a wrestling Lego line is so cool to me. Love these figures. And one of my absolute favorite lines ever is the original San Francisco Toy Makers ECW line. I live right outside of Philly, so these were a must for me as a kid. The only one that I'm missing is the No Noose New Jack. Very difficult to come by. And here we have my small collection of TNA Marvel guys. It's such a shame that uniformity went right out the window with these because the scale is all over the place, but the design is there. These are some pretty beautiful figures for the most part. Here we have another random shelf of Build and Brawl and Loyal Subjects figures. And this shelf is dedicated to pretty much any type of minifigure that doesn't fit anywhere else. I also have a bunch of bagged up micro brawlers that I've yet to unbag. I just never got around to it. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do a big unboxing one day. And here's a better look at some of the larger scale figures that we have on the bottom. We have the Bone Crunching Buddies, Ring Giants, Other Buddies, and we have the Tough Talking Wrestlers from WCW Toy Biz. Pretty cool. All right, so now we're gonna take a look at the Detolfs. As you can see on top of them, I have rings with Defining Moments figures in them. First, we have the LJN ring with The Undertaker, Ricky Steamboat, Shawn Michaels, and the Macho Man. My favorite shelf is the Unreleased shelf. And in the back, we have a Mattel Legends Series 2 Rick Rude sample card. Never used, really cool. That was a gift from somebody. Next up, we have the Ron Simmons test shot. We have a hand-painted prototype Classic Superstars Jake the Snake Roberts. We have the Stop Release Enzo and Cass. A test shot Create a Superstar Stardust and Gold Dust. These are kind of like bootleg prototypes, but I still think they're cool. We got the Unreleased Mick Foley Santa Claus from the I Am Santa Claus movie. I have a video about this if you're curious. The hand-painted prototype of the Rocky Maivia figure from the Bone Crunching Action line. We have a Road Dogg test shot shirt. Build and Brawl Beth Phoenix, never released. We have this Build and Brawl Shawn Michaels, the black pants that was never released. And this head from the LJN muscle grip line that was never released, never came out, only advertised on the back of the belt. This is the unreleased head from Hulk Hogan that my friend Matt Cardona gifted to me this Christmas. So shout out to Matt. Next up, we have the AWA shelf with the AWA ring. Got a bunch of the figures in there, some complete. Then on the sides, I have ones that I still have to complete. Yes, that is a Greg Gagne with the wrong body. Actually have one on the way to replace that. These guys are on the side because they're not complete yet. Once they're complete with all their accessories, they will make it into another ring. Next up, some Hasbro stuff. We have this mint in bag Hulk Hogan mail away. We have the Jake the Snake Roberts Damian Snake in box. We have the mint in sealed box Talking Warrior, and yes, he has a squeaky voice. And I got a mint in box bop bag of Hulk Hogan. And the bottom shelf is reserved for a couple of the mint on card LJNs that I have. Number one is Johnny V. Got this from Zorro Mendez last year. All right. We have Special Delivery Jones in the Hawaiian shirt. We have the man, Mean Gene Okerlund. Got this for 14 bucks last year on eBay. Someone just didn't know what they had. Very cool. And over here, we have the Ugandan giant, Kamala. And our next DTOF has the WWF Jax Raw is War BCA ring. And it has, as you can see over there, Hulk Hogan, Razor Ramon, Macho Man, Undertaker, and Ric Flair. And in these, I have all of my Mattels. Now, as you can see, half are facing one way, half are facing the other. I just think it displays better that way. So over here, I have kind of Attitude Era stuff. We have Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Vince McMahon, Undertaker, DX. Got some more legends here. We got Big Boss Man, Demolition, Akeem, Heart Foundation, Bushwhackers, LOD, Rocker Shawn, New Age Outlaws. And here on the back line, you can see I have Basic Series 1. I just think it's cool to have the first series of anything. Got some random figures, some Rey Mysterios, some Hornswoggles. And down here is just kind of a plethora of stuff. We got Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, Hurricane, Shelton Benjamin, Cody Rhodes with the stash, Great Khali. Some really cool stuff. And we'll go around the other side after. But next up, we have the Galoob ring. And this one has Sting, John Cena. Again, I'll show you the other side on the way around. And here I have my suited figs. Yes, my JR is missing an arm because that's how he came. It only came with one arm in the package, and I never called Mattel. And now I am kicking myself. I absolutely love the suited figs. I just think they come out so cool. Here I have some women. Got the Funkadactyls, Rosa Mendez, Beth Phoenix, the Iconics. Very cool. The Funkadactyls are probably my favorite though. Next up, we have like the faction shelf, I like to call it. So we have Nexus. I liked having all the guys of Nexus. And I guess I call this the core, the few there. And we have the Shield. And down here, got some tag teams. We got the Revival, the Usos, the Hart Dynasty, the Matadors, Primetime Players. And over here, another one of my favorite rings, the WCW Smash and Slam ring. And we've got Ultimate Warrior, Chris Jericho, Shinsuke, and Ric Flair. In the top shelf, we have the ECW ring with the ECW accessory pack. Down here, this is just a random one I put together because I've been moving stuff around. We got the Major Brothers, 83 out of 250, the Mets colors, and we have the WrestleMania 37 Edge, Goldberg, just because we didn't have anywhere else to put them. Over here, we got number 283 out of 500, the original Major Wrestling Figure Podcast figures. We have Shawn Michaels, and we have Chyna. Down here, we have Federation Fighters, as I like to call them. They were also called Ringside Rebels, and we have The Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, and my favorite is this Kane. I love how his head can just tilt to the side. And on the bottom, just got some random stuff. We have all of my zombie figures. It's not the complete set. I don't have the final series, all of them, but I don't really need them. Just thought these were cool. And the other side has random guys. We got like Mojo Rawley, Zack Ryder, John Cena, Chavo, Trent, Hunico. Just stuff that I thought was cool to fit down there. And as I said, up here we have Rick. Here's the Austin I didn't get to show you. And more suited figs. Yes, I know they're not all suited. Some have fishing vests and referee shirts, but I like to clump them all together. I love Build-A-Figures, if you couldn't tell. And here's my Major Wrestling Figure Podcast figures. All the Zack Ryders that I have loose, and the Kurt Hawkins. I do have their other elites mint in box, but this is all that would fit here. I just knocked Carlito's Apple over. Here we have Enzo and Cass, the Dudley Boys, Crime Time, New Day, the Good Brothers, Ascension. There's a bunch of random ones. We got Carlito, the Bunny, Mason Ryan, Finley. We got Chris Masters, Kozlov, bunch of guys. Gotta love that Damien Sandow though. And up here we have that Hulkster. Here's some more legends. We got Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake, Diesel, Slaughter, Iron Sheik, Snuka, Piper, Rude, Kamala, Orton. Here's some WCW-ish guys. Got Rick Rude, DDP, Booker T, Sting. Got the Outsiders, Lex Luger. Here we got some other elites that I like. We got Randy Orton, John Cena, JBL. We got some of my favorite punks. He's got the Macho Man tights on. And my absolute favorite elite ever is the Straight Edge Society CM Punk. We got Matt Hardy, Tommy Dreamer, Edge, Christian. Cool figures. And down here, some more randos that I just threw in here. Got some Canes, John Morrison, Cesaro, Bellas. I got the Genders, Ted DiBiase, Ryback. Yeah, a bunch of different guys down there. So yeah, so there's a quick look at the DTOFs, quick run through. If you guys are interested, maybe I will do an extended one and go through every single figure, but comment below and let me know. On to the next. Next up, we're going to take a look at my mint on card Hasbro collection. The first Smash and DiBiase you see here are actually Fun Schools from India, which explains their condition. The rest of my collection is in pretty mint condition, considering the fact that I've had most of them since I was a child. The majority of these have come from KB Toys 3 for $10 bins. I would save up my money and I would get them that way. My dad was a mint on card collector and I always admired that, so I tried to have mint on cards of my Hasbro figures. I recently completed a mint on card tag team set and put them all in acrylics, which you see here, and I think they look phenomenal. And here we have one of my pride and joys, the green card set, complete mint on card in ringside defenders. I love these figures. Here we have some more classic superstars. We have Vince McMahon, Brother Love, the Genius, Leapin' Lanny Poffo. We have Mae Young, Sonny, and even Mr. Fuji. And here you'll see some of my favorite classic superstars 2-packs, including Kaufman and Lawler, the Bushwhackers, and Paul Bearer and The Undertaker. We got Ivan Putski, we got the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and 4 different versions of Superstar Billy Graham on the wall. But that's not all we have for the classic superstars. Here we have the WCW Galoob collector case, as well as some obscure rack toys. On this shelf, we got the Hasbro minis, the Squirt Heads, the Remco hockey guys, the Applause figures. We even got the Hulk Hogan role play set, as well as the Hasbro trace plates, mint in box. We got more minis, more Squirt Heads, more hockey players, more Applause figures, but we also have mint in box, the Ultimate Warrior role play set, as well as the coveted WWF World Heavyweight Championship. These next couple shelves house my Masters of the WWE Universe figures, at least until I get my Zolo World Protectors, and then I have a cool display that I'm going to put on the wall. And now we're going to take a look at my AEW Unrivaled collection. Here we have 2 of my most prized possessions from this collection, the 1 of 500 Jon Moxley and the 1 of 1,000 MJF. And last but not least, I recently got in this AEW Ring with Cody from the UK. This shelf is kind of a mixed bag of all different Mattel and recent WWE stuff. We have the Hall of Fame Bobby Heenan family 4-pack. I got the Retro Fests. We got the Turtles. We got the Slim Jim Macho Man, Mr. T, some loose Bray Wyatt figures because I'm a big Bray Wyatt mark. We got the Fiend on the scene. We got some Andre the Giant Super 7s, a couple different Ultimates, bunch of Bleacher Creatures, entrance grates with the new ones, old ones, Bootios. We got the retro ring. We got some old WCW activity sets. We got the Wired.com Austin, the Hall of Fame ring with the Dusty Rhodes. It's really no rhyme or reason, just a bunch of stuff. Brood Hardys, as well as more classic superstars. We got the 1 of 5,000 Hillbilly Jim, 1 of 3,000 Piper, 1 of 3,000 Sonny, as well as the Ringside Collectibles exclusives, Taz and Sherry Martel. One of my favorite classic superstars figures is this Abdullah the Butcher, and we got the Barbarian above him, as well as the Bray Wyatt Lantern Head from the Fiend entrance. I have the CZW/BJW figures. The first 2 Zandigs were given to me by the man himself, Zandig, so I had to get the 2-pack and the Jun Kansais to finish off the set. And there's the Lantern again. Down here, I have more Ringside Collectibles exclusives as well as the Legends set. And now we're going to take a look at my Funko Pop collection. I have all of my loose Funko Pops in the Michaels baseball bat cases. I just think they look incredible. And the ones that are still mint in box are actually either Chases or the 1 of 500 Zack Ryder, which is one of my favorite Pops that I own. I got it when it was really cheap, and now that thing has skyrocketed. As a big BCA guy, I had to have Superstar Series 1 and 2 from Jakks Pacific. I put these on the storage closet in my house, on the door, so every time I open it up, I see some of my favorite packaging ever. So that's pretty much all of it for my tour. Inside here is where I keep all my things I didn't want to fit in the room, but also didn't want to put in my storage unit. We got 4-packs and 3-packs from the BCA era, the complete collection. I have all the mini rings, the Brawl for All rings, slip and slides, all kinds of random stuff. I think I have 12 cases of mint on card Mattel Basics, rings, LJN figures, all of my accessories bagged up and marked with what they are. I'm very anal like that, so I know exactly what figure they came from, and I'll put them all in here. I know it's a little crazy. I also have the Remco hockey game. Here is a bunch of Lucy's, not all of them, but here's 2 big bins of them. So if you guys want to see more, let me know. Comment below. Tell me what you want to see. Hope you enjoyed this room tour, and that's all for now, and we'll see you later. Peace. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram @FigHeel and @Unreleased Wrestling Figs. And you can visit the merch store at Pro Wrestling Tees and check out the Unreleased Wrestling figure coloring books available now on Amazon.com, including Prime shipping.